Hello and welcome to another episode of the Classical Republican. I am here in Monemvasia, Greece. This historic gem nestled against the Peloponnese, the Aegean Sea, has long served as an outpost of empire. We begin in the 500s AD, toward the beginning of the Byzantine Empire. As Western Rome fell, refugees fled for safety to urban centers in the east. Monemvasia was ideal, as it could provide defense, safety, and security for Constantinople as a lookout in the busy sea traffic routes into the Aegean. As the Byzantine Empire declined, others saw the importance of Monemvasia and tried to claim it. In 1389, the Venetian Republic came into possession of it for the first time. They ruled Monemvasia well before the rest of the Peloponnese, which was in 1464. That's over 70 years prior. They held both the Peloponnese and Monemvasia until 1540, when they lost it all to the Ottoman Empire. They got it back briefly for a generation from 1686 to 1715, and then it was lost again to the Turks. So, you might be asking, what's the difference if it was just simply an outpost of empire being handed back and forth? Why does it matter if it was a republic or a republic that had an empire or some type of monarchy that had an empire? Well, let's talk about that a little bit. So we've got pretty good records of people in other areas that were ruled by the Venetians, and they were when they lost those possessions, those lands, and the people who had been loyal to and were believed in the Republican dream of Venice. They were allowed to petition for residency and not quite citizenship. There were different degrees of citizenship in Venice, and so they would come and settle in Venice or be given other lands in Venice. For example, there were some stratiots. Those were like cavalry, heavily armored cavalry, who were in the service of Venice. They were from Greece, and they were actually given some land on the terra firma. That's the mainland that was ruled by Venice, and they were allowed to settle there. Then you had other situations where people from Greece and other places were allowed to come to Venice and were allowed to reside there. Now, they wouldn't become full citizens, but their children or their children's children would be allowed citizenship if they had, if they had served the Republic or contributed to the co-prosperity of all. So Monemvasia, as I said earlier, was lost again to the Ottoman Empire, and but they were people of Monemvasia were able to realize once again their dream of republicanism in 1821 when they revolted against the Ottoman Empire. And I hope we can all realize our basic liberty of non-domination. Until next time, long live the Republic.